Sometimes when I can't sleep, I come down to my studio and I build a camera. It's kind of like counting sheep. So tonight we're going to build the FX3, and I'm just going to kind of put together a rig that will hopefully return me to my slumber. This FX3 is my primary camera for my side business. I use it a lot, filming, just whatever needs to be filmed. And it's pretty bare bones at the moment right now. We have a small rig cage. It's actually small rig's discontinued cage for the FX3 that has a little rod mount up at the corner. I love it. It is getting exceedingly hard to find though. And then we're going to take the FX3 handle that a lot of people actually don't like to use. I think it's great to have built-in audio. We're going to take the handle and we're going to put it on top of the FX3 as kind of the start of our build here. So we'll just screw it in. This is the Leatherman Wave Plus multi-tool, by the way. It's an exceptional multi-tool for camera building. And I kind of forgot that you need a base plate for a lot of these camera builds. So we're going to kind of step back a little bit here and put on a base plate for our FX3. So this is the small rig base plate. It's adjustable. It accepts Arca Swiss. I really love it with the small rig camera cages because if you play your cards right, they kind of all just slot together nicely, kind of like that. And you just tighten it down, and then all of a sudden you have a pretty reasonably hefty base plate for your camera kit. So now we have a good place to start out here. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put rods in. So these are 9-inch steel rods from Small Rig. They're black powder coated rods. They're relatively light. Nothing really to say about them other than they are rods. They hold the camera together, the whole camera kit. And I have no complaints. It's a good size for these smaller cameras too, the 9-inch rods. And we're going to use that as the base of our build. Let's lower this down a little bit so people can see. The next thing is a bit of a combination of parts. We have the Hollyland Mars 300 Pro kit. This is the transmitter side. And I'm just going to screw it onto this little base thing, this little rod mounted plate from Small Rig. And that's going to be our wireless system for the camera kit. So I'm going to slide that on to the back. And that's how we're going to get wireless HDMI out to our hypothetical video village, if any of this even mattered. Again, I'm just looking to get some sleep. The next thing is a Small Rig V-mount battery plate. You'll notice a pattern here, a lot of Small Rig stuff. And that's just going to hold our future V-mount there. We're going to slide that in and make sure it's all good to go. Next, we get our V-mount. And once again, we have Small Rig. They're 99 watt-hour V-mount batteries. This is their first gen. They've come out with a second gen. They're exceptional batteries. They've got a number of great connections, and I love using it as the battery for my kit. Next, we're going to put a microphone in our top handle. So this is a bit overkill, but this is the Rode NTG3 microphone. It's a shotgun broadcast style microphone. It itself is quite long, and I'm going to use spacers provided by Sony so the microphone fits into the little clamp without jiggling around. I actually use 2 spacers, and we're going to put on our windsock as well, just to make sure that everything is perfect for this build that I'm totally not going to just disassemble after this video. A tiny, I forget how long this is, 6-inch, 9-inch XLR, just to finish off and plug back into our kit so we can have some audio for our shoot. We go into lenses, simple choice here, the G Master f1.4 35mm lens. I recently made a video about these lenses, like the Cine-modded G Masters that I use. If you're interested, go check them out, it's on my channel. I love these lenses, the 35, safe choice, easy choice, especially for a run and gun style camera. And I'm realizing the XLR was in a bad spot, so now I'm gonna move it around. And there's gonna be a few mistakes in this build, but we'll just kind of play it by ear and figure it out. Hey, while I was looking through my camera bag, I found a candy from my last job. A client was giving out candy, and I don't recognize the printing on this wrapper. If you recognize these candies, let me know, but they were actually delicious, so I'd really like to figure out where those candies came from. Next, we go into a highly recommended product of mine. This is the Shape matte box. It's got 2 filter holders, and it's made of their black anodized aluminum. It's got adjustable ratchet swivel knobs. It's an excellent construction. It swings out for lens changes. It's really got everything you could ever need in a 2 filter or 2-stage matte box. I love it. I use it all the time. And we're going to use it with the adapter ring that comes with the Shape matte box. So that's what's going to seal the outside of the lens to the matte box and prevent any light from going in. So with a little bit of height adjust and a little bit of finicking, it can all kind of fit together really snugly and really nice. Overkill a little bit for this type of build, but I love having a big matte box, and I love the ability to use multiple stages of filters on a camera with no built-in ND. Speaking of ND, a product that I've recently fallen in love with, the K&F Concepts ND filters. These are 4x 5.65 inch cinema filters. Another thing I made a video on recently. And these are great filters. I wish I could put them into my matte box, because I realized that you can't actually take the filters out with the mic on. It bumps into it. And that's no good. So we're going to take the microphone off so we can put the filters into the matte box. And they really just pop right in. K&F makes great little cine filters or matte box filters. They're very cheap, exceptionally so, and I think they provide a really good quality, especially for those solid ND matte box filters. So we're going to put the whole thing back together. We're going to put our mic back on, and now we have some filtration for our camera with no built-in ND. This last little thing is actually for my Easy Rig. So this is a little quick release ball stud that comes with Easy Rigs. I'm thinking of making a video about this coming up, how to use an FX3 or how I use it with an Easy Rig, but I'm just going to screw that on top. There's really nothing else to it. The next thing is a bit of a secret of mine. It's a 200-gram weight for Ronin gimbals. I like to screw this onto the bottom back area of the camera. There's just a little spot for it, and that helps me balance the camera with the heavy matte box on the front. It lets me just make the whole rig work a little better. I love using little weights on cameras just to make the whole make them feel better in your hands and make them easier to use. The next thing is a small rig magic arm, just a little, I think this is a 4 or 5 inch magic arm. Very simple. I'm going to use this to hold up my monitor, the Ninja V with a cage. Like the small rig cage on the outside. I use this monitor a lot. I have all my built-in LUTs and everything's ready to go. And these monitors work great on the camera because they can be powered by the V-mount from Small Rig with the DC barrel power. So let's get this on the FX3. I'm going to screw it into the bottom most port of the cage, and I'm going to torque it quite a bit here. So if you're squeamish, look away. But I'm just going to kind of put this off to the side, or more of like a studio type configuration, and tighten it down. Let's put on all the cables, just cables to attach everything. We have power from the battery to the monitor. We're going to have power from the battery to the transmitter, and then we're going to have HDMI from the monitor into the camera. In a perfect world, we'd also have power from the battery into the camera, but it's getting late, and I just decided to run on internal battery power for this build. So we're going to go and we're going to put in our hood as well, just to complete the whole monitor system. This is the Small Rig hood for the Ninja V. Very simple, very cheap solution. I hate that I had to buy the cage just to get it to work, but once you do have the hood, it does all look really nice together. And that's the build. That's my midnight, my late night Sony FX3 Cine build. Let me know if you have any questions about the build or any of the parts I've used. All the parts will be listed in the description below. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you very much, and hopefully we can all get some sleep. Good night, everyone.